The devil controlled Muhammad's sex drive. I told you that one of Islam's most trusted hadith collections says Muhammad went through a period where he thought he was having sexual relations with his wives when he actually wasn't. And according to the story, the explanation wasn't stress, it wasn't a sleep disorder, it wasn't a neurological condition, it was black magic. Before you Muslims light up the comments, I did not write this hadith. Let's read it together. Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith number 6063, narrated by Aisha, says this: the Prophet continued for such and such period, imagining that he has slept with his wives. In fact, he had not. Let's read that carefully. According to the narration, Muhammad believed sexual relations had occurred when they hadn't. The explanation given was magic. The story involves a comb, hair, material from a date, palm, and a well. This story goes from marriage counseling to Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets really fast. But underneath the humor is a serious question. How do we know magic caused the experience? So imagine somebody walked into a doctor's office today and said, "Doctor, I believe I've had sexual experiences that apparently never happened." Would the doctor immediately conclude, "Yo, you're under black magic"? Of course not. The doctor would investigate possible neurological, psychiatric, sleep-related, medication-related, or other causes. And there's actually medical literature on sexual hallucinations. In fact, there was a study of 79 studies involving 390 patients who reported sexual hallucinations in several clinical contexts, including schizophrenia, including epilepsy, sleep paralysis, narcolepsy, and certain substance or medications. Now, before somebody clips this and says something crazy, I am not diagnosing Muhammad, so stop. I'm not saying Muhammad had epilepsy. I'm not saying Muhammad was schizophrenic. We don't have his medical records or any of those things. Okay, that is not my argument. The diagnosis of someone 14 centuries later would be irresponsible for somebody to diagnose. That's not the argument here. My point is simply this: the hadith describes an experience and gives a supernatural explanation for that experience. Those are two separate claims. So what evidence establishes that magic was actually caused rather than some natural explanation? This is where it gets much bigger. And before we continue, we are trying to grow this channel. If you appreciate content where we actually open the sources and read the sources instead of yelling and screaming at each other, please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. It helps us to reach more people. Now, we need to talk about something also. We need to talk about Satan and Revelation. So Quran chapter 22, verse 52, it says that whenever the messenger, recited, Satan threw something into his recitation, after which Allah abolished or abrogated what Satan threw and established his verses. And I already know the response are going to flood the comment section. Pastor Kevin, Allah abrogated it. Yes, that's what the verse actually says. But that doesn't answer my question. Let's look at the sequence. Your prophet recites, Satan throws something, your Allah removes, and then your Allah establishes his verses. So I am not denying the correction. I'm asking about the interference that required correction. So if nothing happened, what exactly was there for your Allah to remove? And in the next verse, Quran chapter 22, verse 53, says what Satan throws becomes a trial. So saying your Allah abrogated it doesn't erase the question. The removal is part of the question. So this brings us to the controversial early Islamic tradition commonly known as the Satanic verses. So according to the versions of that story, your Muhammad was reciting Surah chapter 53 concerning the pagan goddesses Alat, Al-Uzza, and Manat III, and words praising their intercession became associated with this recitation before being rejected. Now, listen carefully, guys, because accuracy matters. Muslim scholars have disputed the authenticity of these reports. Some reject them, others accept versions of this incident. So I am not saying Quran 22:52 proves early detail of the satanic story. That's stronger than the evidence that allows. My question is about something you Muslims cannot simply dismiss as a weak hadith, Quran 22:52 itself. So what exactly does it mean when your Quran says Satan throws something in during prophetic recitation and your Allah removes it? That is the issue. So now let's put all of this together. Bukhari reports Muhammad experiencing something that he didn't correspond with reality and attributes it to magic. The Quran describes Satan throwing something in during a prophetic recitation and then your Allah removing it. And Muhammad's religious authority ultimately depends upon his claim to receive supernatural revelation. So here is my question, my Muslim friends. What standard distinguishes revelation from interference? How do I know this experience came from Allah, but that experience came from magic? And this was satanic interference, but this was Jibreel bringing revelation. That is the heart of this video. So let's get into it. Put in the comments what you think. Peace.